So I'm a land broker in the Inland Empire in Southern California. I'm also a licensed architect. I've been working in the industry for about 20 years now. I decided to get into land specifically because my design abilities and my experience with development just allowed me to get land figured out. A lot of times you think about physically improving the land, but there's a lot of other ways to improve the value of the land without physical improvements. One is figuring out what's going on around the site. There's a lot of different things that you can look at. One of the most obvious is demographics, and then you're also going to be looking at traffic counts. Those are typically a little bit easier piece of information to gather. A little bit more difficult is zoning or proposed zoning changes that are coming down the pipe. What developments are going on, both private and public. So what residential development is coming in the next year or 2 years or 5 years. What capital improvements are the jurisdictions making, like freeway widening or new off-ramps. I stopped doing that research myself. I have since hired a dedicated research assistant that basically researches and logs and maps all of that data for me on a daily basis. It allows me a couple different things. The first is it allows me to really quickly evaluate a site. And the other benefit, and this is the biggest benefit, is I can then tell that story because I already have all that information organized, and that's how you really capture that value. It's not just by understanding what's going on. You have to present it in a way that the market can understand and that makes sense. You know, the first way is what's basically outside the property line, and then the second way is what's inside the property line. So generally speaking, you're trying to figure out how a site should be developed. What are the highest and best uses for that site? So that's where I use my experience as a broker. I look at what is driving the market, where people want to be, what type of development I think would probably be the highest and best use. And a lot of times it's a mix of different types. The way it works with me, because I am a licensed architect as well as a broker, I give you my feedback and then I go straight into designing the site, and I include that site in the marketing materials. Sometimes it's not the right time to go to market with a property. In order to really understand if it is the right time or it's not the right time, you have to figure out what's going on around the site, that's why that's the first step in adding value to a property. I get that, it makes sense. However, it's never too early to start making a plan, to start figuring out, okay, when it is the right time to go to market, what's our plan? How are we going to take advantage of implementing this plan?